Welcome to Muffed. What a year. This is the Steelers 2025 season in review. Muffed. The Pittsburgh Steelers finished 2025 at 10-7, won the AFC North for the first time since 2020, and then got absolutely muffed at home in the wild card, losing 30-6 to the Houston Texans, the worst playoff loss in franchise history. That was the closing image of Mike Tomlin's 19-year run. He stepped down the next day. The arc of the year was the Aaron Rodgers experiment, a 41-year-old four-time MVP signed in June who gave Pittsburgh real moments, a Week 4 win over the Vikings in Dublin, and a Week 18 Sunday night sweep of the Ravens that clinched the division, but never quite covered for an offense that couldn't run the ball and a defense that lived on takeaways instead of stops. This was a team that lost by 19 to the Chargers in Week 10, got held to one touchdown by the 3-12 Browns in Week 17, then turned around and won the division a week later. A 10-win team that always felt one bad quarter from falling apart, and in the playoffs did. Pittsburgh scored 24.5 points a game and gave up 22.5, a 2-point margin that fits a 10-win team built on close ones. They were positive in expected points added on both sides, but barely, plus 16.6 on offense, plus 18.7 surrendered on defense, meaning each side hovered right around league average per play. The variance was the story. They scored 34 against the Jets, 34 against the Bengals, 29 in Detroit, and 10 at the Chargers, 7 against the Bills, and 6 against Cleveland. Their third down rate of 40% landed at the 50th percentile, and they finished in just the 34th percentile in red zone touchdown rate, which meant too many drives ended in field goal tries instead of 7. Boom or bust on offense, steady but unspectacular on defense. Now let's talk about the passing offense. Pittsburgh threw for 213.6 yards a game with the passing expected points added, the cumulative scoring value of every dropback of plus 16.6, which puts them in the 53rd percentile, dead average. Rodgers himself was better than that headline suggests, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, plus 26.8 in passing expected points added across 16 starts, averaging 2.6 seconds to throw behind a line that allowed 31 sacks. The shape of the unit was big plays from a small group, and DK Metcalf, the prize of the offseason trade with Seattle, caught 59 balls for 850 yards and 6 scores with plus 32.9 in receiving expected points added before a sideline incident in Detroit got him suspended for the final 2 games. The defining throw was Week 4 in Dublin, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Rodgers hit Metcalf on a short middle route, and Metcalf turned it into 80 yards and a touchdown, 66 after the catch. That was the passing offense in miniature, a unit that hunted explosives, and when the explosives didn't come, like in the wild card, there was no plan B. Now let's dig into the rushing offense. This is where Pittsburgh got muff. They averaged 103.8 yards a game and 3.3 yards a carry, 31st in the league, second to last. And their rushing expected points added of plus 7.45 only looks positive because it includes Rodgers scrambles and a handful of explosives. For an Arthur Smith offense built on the run, that's a problem the coordinator never solved. Jaylen Warren was the bright spot, 958 yards on 211 carries, 6 touchdowns, and rush yards over expected of plus 369, nearly 370 more yards than a league average back would have produced on his exact carries. But the consistency question is brutal. Pittsburgh got 3 explosive runs of 45 plus from Warren alone, yet ranked in the 31st percentile in explosive plays and the 34th in red zone touchdown rate, boom on the perimeter, bust between the tackles, and a 23 carry a game commitment to a run game that wasn't earning it. Next up, the pass defense. The headline is takeaways. Pittsburgh forced 25 turnovers, 88th percentile, sacked the quarterback 48 times, 84th, and racked up 108 quarterback hits, 91st. That's an elite pressure and takeaway profile. The problem was the snaps where they didn't get home, 261 passing yards a game allowed, 30 passing touchdowns, and a 42% third down conversion rate against 28th percentile in stop rate. Per play passing expected points added allowed came in at plus 0.03, league average, meaning the splash plays were canceling out coverage breakdowns rather than dominating opponents. TJ Watt was the engine. The defining moment was Week 9 against the Colts. 1st and 10, Daniel Jones dropped back, Watt got there, stripped him, and recovered it himself. That's the identity, feast or famine, and when the rush didn't get home, the back end gave it right back. And the run defense. Pittsburgh allowed 114.2 yards a game at 4.4 a carry, with rushing expected points added allowed of plus 0.84, basically a wash, but ranked in just the 41st percentile. They surrendered only 10 rushing touchdowns all year, which is genuinely good situational work, but the per carry number cost them down the stretch when the Bills in week 13 and the Texans in the wild card simply ran on them and dictated tempo. Steady mediocrity, not a disaster. But for a defense that wants to live on 3rd and long, giving up 4+ a carry on 1st and 2nd is how you end up watching your own offense fail to convert 3rd and short on the other side. Muffed! Season MVP is Aaron Rodgers, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, plus 26.8 in passing expected points added across 16 starts at age 41, with the final 6 played through multiple wrist fractures. The thing that has to get fixed is the ground game. 3.3 yards a carry, ranked 31st in the league, and a run-centric scheme that finishes second to last in efficiency is a scheme failing its own identity. Pair that with a red zone touchdown rate in the 34th percentile, and you've got the explanation for why a 10-win team scored 6 points in its playoff game. That's the Steelers 2025 season. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want this every week when the season kicks off, subscribe to the Steelers feed wherever you're listening. 2, if you want the same treatment for your fantasy roster, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.